Just got back from a week in Vegas and I am starting a new training cycle. I had some bicep tendonitis going on in my left arm, so I've cut the planche for now and am addressing that through some rehab work and some of the accessory work you'll see in today's video, as well as the following videos I do breaking down this cycle. This one's based loosely off the Gray Skull linear progression as far as the sets and rep schemes are concerned, not necessarily the exercises. So for the main lifts, I'm doing 2 sets of 5, 1 set of 5 plus. Being that this is the first workout in this new program, I am aiming for 10-ish reps on that third set. So I'm starting off with weighted dips. This is the second set of 5. I have about 15.5 pounds in this right now. And just trying to make sure I get nice full range of motion deep into the dips with a turnout of the rings at the top. You can do these on bars as well. It's not a big deal. This is just what I have. Third and final set, aiming for 10. I think I get 11 on these. I really like this style of training as far as the set and rep scheme go. The first 2 sets kind of feel like a warm-up, and then you're just going to push to near failure on that third set. And then from workout to workout, you're increasing the weight on the main lifts. Normally, it could be between 5 and 10 pounds if you're using a barbell. Since I'm doing more like gymnastics-based and single leg stuff, it's going to be 1 1/4 to 2.5 pound increase from one workout to the next. All right, next up are front lever rows. Again, 2 sets of 5, 1 set of 5 plus. I'm doing basically a tucked version. I was feeling a little tired today. Probably some carryover from being away on vacation and away from the gym. But these actually felt pretty decent. And I feel as though the range of motion's slowly increasing, but I also am doing an easier version today, so that could be why. Since I'm not loading these with weight, what I'm gonna do is just once I'm getting that 5 plus reps on the third set, I'm getting 8 on this one today. I'll just slowly increase the difficulty by doing a harder variation. So here I'm doing the tuck front lever rows, then I'll slowly move out to an advanced tuck row and just go from there. You can see on this third set I'm starting to get on the struggle bus, so I'm pulling my knees closer to my chest, so very much a big tuck, but still trying to get close to that 10 reps. I got 8. I'm happy with it. All right, this is some accessory work. In the original program, it's easy bar curls. I'm doing Pelican curls. These are awesome for your biceps, and they can kind of build bulletproof elbows, in my opinion. They're one of my favorite ring-based accessory exercises. You just need to be careful if you haven't done these before. Definitely ease into them, and you'll see I'm just adjusting my feet forward and backwards to either increase or decrease the difficulty here, so that's how you scale it. Won't be loading these other than just moving my feet farther back. I'm paying close attention to my bicep on this one, especially in the left arm, and surprisingly everything felt pretty good today. I'm just trying to do a really slow repetition each time, keep everything in the arms and shoulders tight, and I'm not jerking out of that lengthened position, and just keeping everything really nice and squeezed, and then just slowly letting the elbows bend. You're going to feel these most at the bottom position. Towards the top they actually get pretty easy. But I don't know. I love these ever since I first learned about them from Emmett Lewis. So just doing 2 sets. The rep range for these is 10 to 15 reps. So I went lighter today. So just going for 10 reps. And then as I'm feeling more comfortable, I'll push them to 15. And once I get to 15, I'll make them a little harder and go back to 10 and just ramp my way back up again. I'm including a link to a PDF that outlines the full training program. I'm going to run this kind of indefinitely until everything's feeling back to normal as far as getting back into planche work. It's a 3-day-a-week program, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the upper body exercises rotate in like an ABA, BAB scheme, where the lower body stays consistent with, in this case, I'm doing weighted pistol squats Monday and Friday. And then Wednesday is going to be all posterior chain. So Nordics, maybe some weighted Nordic hinges, but I haven't really decided on that yet. All right, weighted pistols. Again, 2 sets of 5, 1 set of 5 plus, aiming for 10 this first day. I've been doing these for a while now, so I'm just continuing where I left off with the weight. So I'm at 27.5 pounds on this. I just loaded a bunch of bricks up in that today, and it was a little uncomfortable on my shoulder and trap until I kind of figured out how to balance it a little bit more. I may have to switch to sand or something else once the weight starts going up a little more than it does today. Plus, I'm running out of room with the bricks. First set of these always feels a little shaky. I did warm up with like body weight, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds until I got to the working weight. Just doing singles and doubles. Just kind of knocking the rust off after being away. Second set, these felt a little better. Again, using that side post for support. Trying not to use it to help myself get to the top position, but I'm sure I'm using it a little more than I realized, but that's all right. Just trying to focus on the strength aspect of it and not so concerned with the balance element. And moving on to the final set, I think I get 10 on each leg. I always start with my left. I'm left-handed but right leg dominant, so my left leg is the weaker of the two, so I just match my reps. Whatever I get with the left, I'm going to match with the right, even though I can probably do 2 or 3 more repetitions with the right leg than I can the left. But just trying to keep things balanced. You can do these like with a barbell squat if you have it. If you're doing that, you can increase the weights a little bit more than I do. I'll be increasing these 1.25 pounds to 2.5. If I'm doing it with a barbell, I'd probably go 5 pounds worth of an increase from Monday to Friday. Starting to get out of breath there a little bit. I had some pretty intense quad, like borderline quad cramps after these, which I think is a good sign. Could also be a sign that I'm a little dehydrated. All right, last exercise for the day, just some accessory work. Doing neck harness. I know these get a bad rap, but whatever. I have an old neck injury, so I use these to kind of rehab it and keep it happy. Not really pushing the weight, doing 4 sets of 25 at 15 pounds. I generally don't take these above 40 to 50 pounds once I've ramped up slowly over time. So this will be another one. I'm going to increase this about 1.25 pounds each workout. My neck starts to go out at me from maybe once or twice a year, and I notice that when I do neck exercises that kind of prevents it. So a little bit of prevention, a little bit of muscle building. I'm not going to bore you with all 4 sets, but that's the first day in the training phase, and the next video will cover the others. Thanks.